We're going to do a recap of week 2. We had some high-scoring games here in the NFL last weekend, a couple shockers, a couple head-turners. Then we're going to get into our Thursday night game, Carolina versus the Texans. Stay tuned. Welcome back to yet another episode of Something Like a Sportscast. I'm your boy, Dre Giles. Of course, we got Nicodemus21 in the house. Nick, how you doing today?
Doing great.
All right, we're going to get into a couple of these scores here and going to see what Nicodemus21 thinks about these games and which way they went and how they ended here. Chicago went against Cincy. They won 20-17. The bad thing is they had Andy Dalton go down with an apparent knee injury, but the rookie Justin Fields did take over. Nick, what do you think about this rookie Justin Fields here in Chicago?
Well, I feel he has a lot of upside. There's obviously a lot of expectations because he was drafted so high. He will get his opportunity to shine, but he got limited playing time this game, so we don't really have a gauge of how he will perform in the future, but that will come in time.
And then we had Buffalo. They shut out Miami 35-0. Has to be pretty embarrassing to lose 35-0. I don't know. The coach has a lot of retooling to do there in the locker room. Pittsburgh loses to Vegas. Vegas has been on a tear here. Vegas has won some games that no one thought they would win. Well, at least I did. Maybe the people on the West Coast, but here, yeah, I don't know. 26-17. Ben Roethlisberger looked a little off. What do you think, Nick? He doesn't seem like he's playing up to par like he did at the beginning of last year.
Well, we got to just face the cold hard facts. This man is almost 40 years old, and he's at the end of his lifespan as far as an NFL quarterback. That's clearly showing. He needs to be replaced here pretty soon, I would say.
His shelf life is coming towards the end. They lost Deontay Johnson late in the fourth quarter in pretty much garbage time. I don't know what the coaching staff was thinking. Like, Tomlin, you got to do better there, bud. You got to get your people out of the game when it doesn't count, especially your stars, the people that are going to score and win these games for you. It was just garbage time. I'm not sure who made that decision. It was pretty bad. And we have the Minnesota Vikings. Now, that game was interesting, very, very interesting. The Vikings jumped out early, very, very early. It ended up being 34-33, Arizona winning. Nick, did you catch that game at all?
Yes, I did, actually. I'm not really surprised. I called the game that I said they were going to lose, the Vikings, that is. And, of course, they did. Guess by how they lost. A field goal. And that's usually what happens with the Vikings. They lose on these weird endings, and they had a chance to win the game, close out the game, and they just couldn't close it out. It's pretty embarrassing, and hopefully that Zimmer can get things together for week 3.
Pretty crazy how Minnesota has this field goal bug, I guess. I mean, either they're missing field goals left, missing field goals right, and they're always when they're important, or they're giving up field goals at the end of the game to the other team. Minnesota, it's been a curse, I would say. Minnesota just can't, for some reason, get away from this field goal bug. Let's get into this Sunday night game a little bit, Nick, here. The Ravens and the Chiefs. Wow, that was a good one, 35-36. Did you get a chance to check any of that game out here?
I actually did not, so I really can't speak on it. But I'm sure it was a very great game just based on the score, how close it was.
Yeah, it was a pretty close game. It came down to the end of the game with Carl Edwards-Helaire. He loses the ball on a run through the middle. He gets stripped. Baltimore regains possession and wins the game 35-36. I picked Baltimore to win straight out. After watching them play last game, it's just like they had to bounce back. They had it in them. I knew they had it in them. They were able to actually come through for me and win. That was one of the games on my parlay that Baltimore won, and they won by 1, just like I said. Minnesota would be over, and the Packers and the Lions game would be over. The Packers and the Lions game was pretty good, too. Aaron Rodgers kind of bounced back, and just like I said last episode, he does Aaron Rodgers things. It's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, his shelf life you would think is getting up there, but then you got the likes of Tom Brady. His shelf life is seem to be everlasting and never ending. I want to talk a little bit here about the Carolina and Houston Texans game here on Thursday night. Now, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the Houston Texans organization here with Deshaun Watson and all the allegations against him, 20 plus counts of women saying that he's done inappropriate things. So the weird thing about this is, Nick, is he's not suspended, yet he can't play. What do you think about that?
I have honestly no clue. Like, if that was up to me, I'd just let him play. Like, until these allegations are confirmed or denied, or I'll just let him play. Like,
There's a lot of controversy surrounding this guy. I don't know if I would per se let him play either, because then you have to deal with the media, you have to deal with the people outside picketing your games. But it's really weird. The guy's getting paid, he's getting a check, he's not suspended, he's just basically having vacations out there on the beach, drinking margaritas and Mai Tais while his team is suffering. Now, the crazy thing about this is they got a quarterback that they're going to start who has zero quarterback experience. Zero.
Davis Mills, I'm assuming.
Yep, and he's going to get clobbered, I say. The spread on this game is 7.5. I'm going to go ahead and go with that 7.5. I think between Christian McCaffrey and Darnold, they pretty much show this guy what's going on. Hopefully the Texans figure this Deshaun Watson thing out. I mean, it sucks to have a quarterback like that just sitting there and you can't use him and you're paying him a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. They're paying this guy millions of dollars for him not to play. Maybe they'll get it together. Maybe they won't.
And I have one thing to say. You guys should keep an eye on Darnold this season. He's with a whole new organization, and we'll finally get to see if he's really, truly a bust or not. And this is his season to prove that he is not a bust.
Yeah, Darnold was in a bad situation here. His last team, what was it, the New York Jets. Jets haven't really been that good here for a long time, but now he's with the Panthers. I think he'll be all right. I mean, they got a decent offensive line. He has a run game to open up the passing game. His receivers are not all that equipped, I guess. But
Moore is about
Moore. It was not the only guy that he has, DJ Moore. But I think they'll be all right. I think they'll pull this game off here. They're already 2-0, so if they get this one, they'll be an impressive 3-0, which is gonna pretty much send shockwaves, and everybody's gonna be gunning for him. So that's it here from Dre Giles here, something like a sportscast, and my boy
Nicodemus. Follow us.
Follow me at Dre Giles on all social media platforms. Follow us at SL Sportscast, something like a sportscast.